A Fairy Princess in the Family, written and illustrated by Edward Blampier.
Once upon a time, which is where these stories always begin, there was a little girl called Mia. She lived in a beautiful big house with her mum and dad and slightly older brother George. It was Mia's birthday, and she was having the best birthday ever. She got all the presents she wanted, all the cuddly toys and all the dolls, a makeup set, and a tea set, and a paint set. In fact, every set you can think of apart from a television set. All of a sudden the lights went down and Mia's mum came into the room with her birthday cake, glowing with candles. It was a huge yummy scummy birthday cake, covered in thick pink icing and decorated with hundreds and thousands and chocolate drops and loads of other yummy scrummy treats. Oh! Mia's family started to sing. Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday, dear Mia! Happy birthday to you! Mia was just about to blow out the candles when her mother suddenly stopped her. "Da-da! Mia," said her mother, "before you blow out the candles, you have to make a wish, but don't tell us what it is, otherwise it won't come true." Mia closed her eyes, smiled, and made a wish. And her wish was to become a fairy princess. The next day started like any other day. Mia's mum was in the kitchen making the kids breakfast. Mia's dad was in the lounge drinking tea out of his world's best dad mug and watching the news. And Mia's brother George was in the garden practicing his skateboarding skills. He was getting really good. Mia's mum shouted up the stairs, "Mia! Mia! Time to get up! It's a beautiful day!" Mia was upstairs in bed asleep and she slowly started to wake up one eye at a time. She was so pretty when she woke up in the morning. She sat up in bed and stretched out her arms to have a good yawn when suddenly she felt something in her hand. On closer inspection, it turned out to be a wand. A beautiful, sparkly-warkly, tinkly-winkly wand with a pink handle and a gold star. She scratched her head in confusion and felt something in her hair. It was a crown. A beautiful, golden, sparkly-warkly, tinkly-winkly crown. She looked down and realised that she wasn't wearing her pyjamas anymore. Instead, she was wearing a dress. A beautiful, pink, sparkly-warkly, tinkly-winkly dress. Well, Mia jumped out of bed in excitement, but her feet didn't touch the ground. She was hovering. She turned and looked in the bedroom mirror and she had wings. Beautiful, white, sparkly-warkly, tinkly-winkly wings. She was flying. Had Mia's wish really come true? Was she a fairy princess? Well, Mia flew down the stairs into the kitchen where her mother was. "Look, Mum, I can fly," said Mia. Well, Mia's mum was so shocked to see her daughter flying around the room, she dropped her bowl of cereal and it smashed all over the ground. Milk and cereal everywhere. "Don't worry, Mum, I can fix it," said Mia, and with a wave of her magic wand, the bowl fixed itself back together, and all the milk and all the cereal plopped back in the bowl, and it jumped back into her mother's hands. She then flew into the sitting room where her father was. "Look, Dad, I can fly." Well, her dad was drinking tea at the time and he was so shocked to see his daughter flying around the room, he spilled tea all over his shirt. Hot tea! Hot tea! "Don't worry, Dad, I can fix it," said Mia, and with a wave of her magic wand, all the tea sucked itself out of his shirt and plopped back into his mug. His world's best dad mug. Yeah. Mia then flew into the garden where her brother George was doing his skateboarding skills. "Look, George, I can fly," said Mia. Well, her brother was so shocked to see his sister flying around the garden, he fell off his skateboard, landed on the ground and grazed his knee. My knee! Oh, the pain! This is it! Goodbye, cruel world! I never saw Paris! He could be quite dramatic, could George. Don't worry, George, said Mia. I can fix it. And with a wave of her magic wand, the graze on his knee just disappeared. Bonk. She looked up and realised that her bedroom window was open. So she flew up the side of the house, in through the bedroom window, and landed rather gracefully on her bedroom rug. She looked at all the toys that she'd gotten for her birthday and thought how wonderful it would be if they all just came alive and started singing and dancing and having their very own magical bedroom ball. So with a wave of her magic wand, all her toys came to life and started singing and dancing and having a fantastic time. Mia joined in and everyone was dancing and singing and having fun. Yay! Boom! The party was suddenly interrupted by what felt like an earthquake. Something very big and very heavy had just landed in her garden. It was a dragon. A huge dragon, green and scaly with huge wings and a long forked tail. The dragon could see that Mia's bedroom window was open, so he poked his huge head all the way in. The dragon's head was almost the size of Mia's bedroom. Well, all the toys that were now alive were so scared they became normal toys again, as you would. "Are you Fairy Princess Mia?" said the dragon. Yes, replied Mia. "Right, come with me." Where are we going?" stuttered Mia. "Well, you're a fairy princess, aren't you?" Yes, said Mia. "Well, I'm a dragon, and I collect fairy princesses. So I'm going to take you back to a far-off magical mystical land to live in a cave, or a tower, or a castle. I don't know, we'll figure it out when we get there. Come on." Well, Mia was very, very scared at this point. "Well, that's very kind of you, Mr. Dragon," said Mia, "but I don't want to live in a far-off magical mystical land. This is my home. I live here with my mum, who I love, and my dad, who I love, and my brother, who I put up with." "You don't get a choice," said the dragon. "And it's not Mr. Dragon, it's Miss." "Sorry," said Mia. "I'm a girl," said the dragon. "Oh, I'm so sorry, I had no idea," said Mia, very apologetically. "Well, yeah, never mind, all us dragons look the same. Big, scaly, ugly." "Oh, I don't think you're ugly," said Mia. "In fact, I think you're very pretty." "You think I'm pretty?" said the dragon. "Yes," replied Mia. "In fact, I'd like to give you a makeover." So Mia got out her makeup set that she got for her birthday, and 5 minutes later, the dragon had ruby red lips, bright pink blusher, purple eyeshadow, and big fluttery black eyelashes. The dragon looked in the bedroom mirror. "Oh my gosh, I'm gorgeous," said the dragon. And she flew away back to a far-off magical mystical land and forgot all about taking Mia with her. For you. It just goes to show a little bit of kindness can go a long way. Well, Mia sat on the bed and sighed with relief when all of a sudden she heard another noise. Obviously it was a horse. Mia looked out of her bedroom window, and there in the garden was a knight in shining armour, sitting upon a beautiful white horse. The knight looked up to Mia's bedroom window. Princess Mia, 'tis I, noble knight Larry Lance, and I'm here to save you from the terrible dragon." I'm so brave. "Oh," said Mia, "that's very kind of you, noble knight Hairy Pants. It's pronounced Larry Lance." "Oh, sorry, Larry Lance. But I don't need rescuing. Me and the dragon became really good friends, and now she's gone and everything's tickety-boo." "Oh," said the knight. This is awkward. All of a sudden, another horse pulled up next to the knight. This horse was chestnut brown, and in the saddle was a rather dashing-looking prince. Princess Mia, 'tis I, brave Prince Baudelace, and I'm here to save you from the terrible dragon. I'm so rich. Oh, said Mia again. Well, that's very kind of you too, brave Prince Bogeyface. It's pronounced Baudelace. Sorry, Baudelace. But like I was saying to Mr. Hairy Pants here, Larry Lance. Sorry, Larry Lance. But I don't need rescuing. Me and the dragon became really good friends. I gave her a makeover and she flew away, so I will no longer be requiring your services. Oh, said the prince. Bit awkward. That's what I said, it was a bit awkward. It is a little bit awkward, actually. I've come a very long way for this. Oh, really? Where have you come from? Well, a far-off magical, mystical land, actually. No way! What a coincidence! That's where I'm from. No way! How fantastic! Which part? And they both rode away on their horses down the hill and became really, really good friends. So the knight in shining armour and the brave prince had gone, and Mia could start her magical bedroom ball once more. So with a wave of her magic wand, all the toys came back to life and the party continued. Mia was singing and dancing and laughing with her toys when her mum and dad and brother came into the room. Mia, said her mum. Yes, Mum, said Mia. What's happening? Well, you know, yesterday when it was my birthday, well, before I blew out the candles, I made a wish to become a fairy princess. And it came true. All of a sudden, all her toys stopped singing and dancing and became normal toys again and fell to the floor. All of a sudden, stars appeared and whirled and swirled around Mia. The wand that she was holding suddenly disappeared. The crown upon her head, that disappeared too. She looked down and the beautiful sparkly warkly tinkly winkly dress that she was wearing had turned back into her pyjamas. And last but not least, her beautiful wings suddenly disappeared too. And she plummeted to the floor with a bump and a thump. What just happened? Said Mia as she sat on the floor feeling very confused. Oh, Mia, said her mum, what did I say yesterday? You're not supposed to tell us what you wished for, otherwise it won't come true. And you've just told us. Well, Mia was so upset. And as she sat there on the floor, wandless, crownless, dressless and wingless, she very softly and oh so gently began to weep. Well, Mia's dad scooped her up in his arms and gave her a big hug. Her mum and even her older brother George joined in for a nice big family cuddle. Mia's mum wiped the tears from Mia's cheeks. Now look here, Mia, said her mum. Now you might not have a magic wand and a crown and a dress and wings, but to us, your family, you will always be our magical little princess. And that made Mia feel so much better. And besides, there's always next year.